Okay, let's dive in. We're about to step onto a massive cargo ship. Now, statistically, this is one of the most dangerous workplaces on Earth. But there's this hidden system of rules, this whole framework that keeps the crew safe. And today, we're going to pull back the curtain and see how it works. So, let me ask you this right off the bat. What do you think is the single most important rule for staying alive on a ship like this? Is it about wearing a helmet? Something to do with the massive cranes? Well, you might be surprised by the answer. Because here's the thing, it's not a single rule at all. Real safety out here isn't a checklist item. It's a complete system. It's a culture. And the very foundation of that entire system, it starts with something surprisingly basic: communication. And that communication isn't just random chatter. Nope. It takes a very specific, very deliberate form. Think of it as your first line of defense against anything going wrong, the daily safety talk. This whole process is built on being simple and consistent. First, the briefing has to be in your working language. No confusion, no misunderstandings. Second, it happens at the start of every single shift. That way, safety isn't some special occasion, it's just how you start the day. And finally, there's a physical reminder, a safety card, right there at the gangway as you board. The goal is to make safety totally and completely unavoidable. Okay, so that's communication. The next layer in this safety system is all about the physical space itself. Once you're briefed, you step into a world that's basically divided into places you can go and places you absolutely cannot. And the rule here is super simple. If you don't have a specific job to do there, you don't go there. Authorized zones, that's where you work. That's where the action is. Restricted zones are the total opposite. They are locked, they are barricaded, they are plastered with warning signs for a very good reason. The message couldn't be any clearer. Respect the signs. They're a critical part of keeping everyone safe. And that brings us to what is, without a doubt, one of the single deadliest hazards on any vessel: enclosed spaces. We're talking about places where the very air you're breathing could kill you in seconds. This isn't a friendly suggestion. It is an absolute, non-negotiable command. There are no exceptions. No, I'll just peek in for a second. Entering one of these spaces without following the exact protocol is, frankly, a potentially fatal mistake. So how do you get that explicit permission? You get it through a formal document called a permit to enter. Now, this isn't just some slip of paper, it's a guarantee. It means a ship's officer has gone in, they've tested the air, they've verified it's safe to breathe, and they have put their signature on the line. It's a procedure that turns a potential death trap into a manageable workspace. All right, we've covered the rules of the environment around you. Now let's zoom in and talk about personal responsibility. We're talking about the personal armor you wear into this hazardous environment every single day. The rule on personal protective equipment, or PPE, is as black and white as it gets. You have to wear it. All of it, all the time. The ship's priority is crystal clear. If you don't have your PPE, you don't work. It really is that simple. Safety comes before the schedule, always. So we've seen the systems, we've seen the zones, we've seen the gear. But what happens when something just goes wrong, when the system breaks down? What's the ultimate failsafe? It's a concept called stop work authority. And it's exactly what it sounds like. It's the power to bring the entire multi-million-dollar operation to a screeching halt the second you see something that looks dangerous. So who holds this incredible power? The captain? The foreman on the dock? Maybe a senior officer? The answer? Every single person on board. This is, hands down, the most powerful part of the entire safety system. Every person, from the most seasoned officer to the brand new dock worker, has not just the right, but the duty to stop the job if they see a risk. Safety isn't just for the bosses, it's everybody's job. And the reasons for hitting that stop button are laid out clearly. You see someone not wearing their gear? Stop the job. You notice a piece of equipment that looks like it's about to break? Stop the job. Someone wanders into a restricted zone where they shouldn't be? You stop the job. It's a direct and unbelievably empowering command. And this isn't about causing delays just for the sake of it. There's a clear process. Work only gets going again after the hazard has been totally fixed and the master of the ship gives the final go-ahead. This makes sure that every single time the work is stopped, the problem is actually solved before anyone is put back in harm's way. And really, this is what it all boils down to. Every rule, every sign, every piece of equipment, every single briefing, it's all designed with one very human goal in mind: making sure that at the end of a long, tough shift, every single person goes home to their family safe and sound.
So that leaves us with one last thing to think about. Imagine if this one rule, the stop work authority for everyone, was a part of your job. How would your workplace change? What kind of risks, big or small, might suddenly become visible? It's a powerful idea, and it might just change the way you look at safety tomorrow.